So today we will discuss okay some of the important topic that were in the news. Okay, first topic is Supreme Court to examine if governors are subverting the federalism. Okay, we will discuss it in the last. Okay, then second one is puberty blockers. Okay, that particular news. Okay, was highlighted because that famous entrepreneur Elon Musk, okay, said something about this. Okay, then we will discuss why Supreme Court. Yes. So our first topic of discussion is this. Okay, last week Supreme Court. Last week Supreme Court gave division bench of Supreme Court gave split judgment. Division bench of Supreme Court gave split judgment on split judgment on DMH 11 Dhara Dhara Mustard Hybrid 11 Dhara Mustard Hybrid 11. Okay, anyone? What was that Dhara Mustard Hybrid? What was Dhara Mustard Hybrid? Anyone who is aware of that particular thing? Dhara Mustard. What is Dhara Mustard? Anyone? Do you know about this particular thing or not? Dhara Mustard. Is it a hybrid crop? Is it a hybrid crop or it is a genetically modified crop? Hybrid or genetically modified? Genetically modified crop. Not hybrid crop, it is genetically modified crop. Okay, although the proponent of DMH are saying that it is a hybrid crop, but we are also using transgene in this particular system. Okay, first let me explain that what is Dhara mustard. So this is Dhara mustard. Okay, it is genetically modified mustard. Okay, genetically modified crop. Okay, that is Dhara mustard hybrid DMH 11 has been in the center of controversy in India. Okay, what is GM mustard? It is genetically engineered variety of mustard that has been modified to enhance the certain traits such as resistance resistance to pest, improve yield, and primary modification of DMH 11 includes herbicide tolerance and increase yield. Okay, these two are the benefits. Now, my first question is, what do you understand from herbicide tolerance? Okay, because we will discuss after this class. Okay, there will be no doubt in DMH 11. I will clear all the doubts related to this. My first question is, what is herbicide tolerance? Because DMH 11, some of the research are saying that there will be increase of at least 27% yield. Okay, which means higher productivity. In fact, introduction of genetically modified crop in our food system food system has only objective, that is increase of yield, that is higher productivity. Okay, why? Because we are importing okay edible oil. We are importing edible oil from foreign countries. Okay, and import bill is of billions of dollars. Okay, to save those billions of dollar, okay, on the import of edible oil, we are pushing for DMH11. Okay, and DMH11 has two important property. One is herbicide tolerance, another one is increased yield. Okay, so my question is, what is herbicide tolerance? Anyone? Any idea? Because आपने बहुत बार ये चीज सुनी होगी, न्यूज में भी रहती है, हर्बिसाइड टॉलरेंस, पेस्टिसाइड टॉलरेंस. व्हाट इज हर्बिसाइड टॉलरेंस? एनीवन? Unwanted weed around plants. Unwanted weeds around plants survive herbicide that kill weeds. Yes, 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 yes. Shivam Pandey, very good. Okay. Herbicide tolerance का मतलब यहाँ पे ये है that this is the plant. Okay. This is the dhava mustard plant. And these are the weeds. These are the weeds. Okay. So whenever we will be using herbicide, herbicide, that is nothing but the non-selective herbicide. What is non-selective herbicide? We will be using that non-selective herbicide. Okay, so that non-selective herbicide will kill all the weeds, all the weeds. But our genetically modified crop, that is dhara mustard, will survive. Dhara mustard will survive. Okay, dhara mustard will survive. Okay, and all the weeds will be killed via this particular herbicide. This is nothing but herbicide tolerance. Okay, and for this, okay, for this particular property, or we can say to develop this particular property, that is herbicide tolerance, bar genes, bar genes, okay, has been used. Bar genes has been used in the, okay, in DMH11. In DMH11, basically three transgenes have been used in this, in the development of genetically modified mustard, that is DMH11. Okay, so one gene, that is bar gene, has been used, and that is making this particular crop herbicide tolerance, herbicide tolerant. Okay, the cultivation of herbicide tolerant variety, that is HTV of crop, raises concern for plant biodiversity. Yes, very good. Yes, these are our concern. First understand that what is going on. These are our concern. Inherent ability of a species to survive and reproduce after herbicide treatment at a normal use rate. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, sir, explain in English, I can't get in Hindi, so I'm explaining all the things in Hindi, yaar. All the things in English. Okay, I'm not explaining anything in Hindi. Okay, so bar genes have been used, bar gene have been used to make this particular crop herbicide tolerant. Okay, now what is the process, what is the process of development of DMH11? So first thing, that we used this technology, bar, barnies and barster. Bar, barnies, barster technology. Bar, barnies, barster technology. These are the three genes which derived from soil bacterium, which derived from soil bacterium, soil bacterium. Okay, you have to write also soil bacterium. And what is the name of that soil bacterium? Bacillus amyloli, Bacillus amyloli loli qui feci qui feci. This is the okay soil bacteria from where we took three genes. One is bar, another one is barnese, and another one is barster. And we introduced that these three genes into DMH. Okay, why the word hybrid is used? जबकि DMH is a genetically modified crop, but we are using hybrid in it. Okay, so we will understand okay this topic more. How? These are the environmental concern that we will discuss. Okay, so are you done with the writing? Are you done with the writing? Can I erase this? Okay, we used three genes. One is bar, another one is barnese, another one is barster. Okay, and these three genes are derived from soil bacterium, that is bacillus amyloli qui feci. Okay, are you done with the writing or not? Yes. Okay, so I'm erasing this now. DMH 11 Dhara mustard hybrid. Now what is hybrid? Hybrid means we took two variety. One is Indian variety, that is Varuna. This is the Indian variety of mustard. One is Arli Hira. Arli Hira, that is European variety. Arli Hira, that is European variety. Okay, so hybrid variety of okay mustard has been prepared by using two varieties. But the problem is mustard is mustard is a self-pollinating plant. Self-pollinating plant. What is self-pollinating plant? Suppose mustard is the self-pollinating plant. Means this part is anther. Anther means male organ. Male organ of a flower. And this is ovary. This is ovary. थोड़ा सा बायोलॉजी है यहाँ पर. ओके, थोड़ा सा बायोलॉजी है, थोड़ा सा देखना पड़ेगा. This is anther. No, थोड़ा सा बायोलॉजी में दिक्कत आएगी आपको. This is ovary part, which is female part. Okay, and this one is male part. Male part, which means this is the flower of mustard plant. Okay, and male part and female part both are present in the same flower. This is self-pollinating plant. Okay, this is self-pollinating plant. Now this is stigma. Stigma is nothing but female part, and anther is the male part. Okay, stigma along with ovary constitute female part. Anther is the male part, and from anther pollen grains will be produced, and these pollen grain will attach into this particular stigma. Okay, and from that stigma there will be, okay, sexual reproduction in this particular plant, okay, and that zygote will reach to the ovary, and this particular ovary will develop into the fruit. Okay, this is the mechanism. Okay, in this is the mechanism in mustard plant. So now look, this is self-pollinating plant. Now there is a problem that in mustard hybridization is very difficult. Hybridization is difficult. Why? Because it is a self-pollinating plant, and you cannot took Varuna and early Hira, and you cannot mix both these plant together. Why? Because in Varuna, both anther and stigma are present. Anther and stigma are present, and they are pollinating themselves. Similarly, in early Hira, anther and stigma are present and they are pollinating themselves. Okay, so hybridization is difficult. Okay, so what to do now? We are taking, suppose, stigma from here, and we are taking anther from here. Anther means male part from Avlihiva, and female part from Varuna. Male part from Avlihiva, female part from Varuna. Okay, now for this, okay, you have to make this male part of Varuna sterile. This male part of Varuna sterile means, okay, आपको इसको हटाना पड़ेगा. You have to emasculate this particular male part. Emasculation is required. After that, okay, that emasculation will ensure that fertilization is not taking place in Varuna, and after that you can, okay, enter this male part into this female part, and after that fertilization will occur, and that fertilization will nothing but the hybrid fertilization, because Varuna and early Hira. Okay, female part from Varuna, early part from early Hira's male part. Okay, this is the fertilization. This is cross fertilization. This is hybridization. Okay, so how to make this particular part sterile? How to make this particular part sterile? So we are using another gene. We are using another gene which is known as Barney's. Barney's gene. Barney's gene. Now we are using Barney's gene to make this particular part of male, that is male part, sterile, emasculate. How this Barney's gene will emasculate this? First, this Barney's gene will enter into anther. This Barney's gene will enter into anther. Anther which produce pollen grain. Pollen grain. So basically, when Barney's gene will enter into anther, then it will stop the production of pollen grain. It will stop the production of pollen grain in Varuna. And when pollen grain will be stopped, then the male part of Varuna will become sterile, that is emasculation. Okay, are you with me? Are you with me or not? It is somewhat tough, okay, because we are discussing biotechnology here. Everyone, is it clear to you or not? I can explain it again, okay? Everyone, is there any doubt? Then please let me know so that I can explain it again, okay? Repeat it. Okay. Look, first thing, mustard mustard is a self-pollinating plant. Okay? Mustard is nothing but a self-pollinating plant. Self-pollinating plant. Okay? Now, the problem with mustard is both anther and stigma, that is male and female part, is present in the same flower, are present in the same flower. Okay, so hybridization of mustard becomes very difficult. Okay, but we want to increase the yield of Varuna because there are evidences that Avli Hira is having high yield. Okay, so our scientist, okay, our scientist wanted that Varuna crop of mustard should be hybridized with Avalihira. But that hybridization is not possible. Why? Because of the self-pollinating nature of mustard flower. Okay. Now, for hybridization, it is necessary that anther of Varuna, that is the male part, should become sterile. Okay, which means you have to emasculate this particular part. Okay, for emasculation, one gene from soil bacterium, okay, one gene from soil bacterium, that is Barney's gene. Okay, our scientist took Barney's gene from soil bacterium, and that Barney's gene entered into anther. Okay, anther is nothing but the male part which is producing pollen grain. So that Barney's gene will stop the production of pollen grain in Varuna. Okay, now basically in Varuna only female part, that is stigma, remains. Okay, now from Avalihira male part is coming, from Varuna female part is coming, and it leads to hybridization, it leads to fertilization, and that fertilization is nothing but the hybridization of mustard. That is why we used Dhara mustard hybrid, okay, 11. Okay, so that hybridization is going, okay, in this way. Now this is the male part, this is female part, this is fertilization, and their offspring, that is F1, will come. That is F1 will come. But the problem is in their F1, okay, there are chances that this particular Barney's gene will will make will make anther will make this particular anther in their offspring infertile or sterile, because the nature of Barney's gene is to stop the production of pollen grain, which means their offsprings, that is F1, will become, yeah, will become sterile, and there will be no further production. Okay, so to stop this particular process, one more gene, that is Barster, was used. Barster was used. That Barster will stop Barney's Barney's activity. Barney's activity in offspring of hybridization. Offspring of hybridization. Okay, so in their offspring, the activity of Barney's will cease to exist. Okay, will cease via Barster gene. Barster will stop the activity of Barney's, means in F1, that is offspring, anther and stigma will be, okay, acting in their natural manner. In their natural manner. There will be no sterility. Why? Because Barster gene will stop the activity of Barney's. I hope it is clear to you. Okay, I tried my best to explain this particular concept. Not barrister. Look, Barney's and barrister. These three genes, these three genes, okay, have been taken from soil bacterium. Okay, have been taken. These are not. These are not protein. Okay, these are gene. Okay, so Barney's is entering into anther, making okay production of pollen grain difficult, which leads to sterility in the male part of Varuna. That is, male part became sterile. That is nothing but the emasculation. But if this process, it will lead to sterility or emasculation of their offsprings as well, which means that particular crop will be having no use. Okay, so we used barrister in early Hira, barrister gene in early Hira, and that barrister gene will inhibit the activity of Barneys in their offspring. Means anther part and stigma part, that is male part and female part in the offsprings, will function okay in a natural manner. There will be no inhibition of okay no inhibition in the production of pollen grain in the anther part. I hope it is clear to you. Okay, in this manner these two genes are functioning. Okay, Barney's and Barrister. Okay, Barney's and Barrister. In fact, this particular process, that entering of Barney's gene and emasculation, this is known as transgenic transgenic infertility, transgenic male sterility or infertility, male sterility, transgenic male sterility. So basically, Barney's gene is creating this phenomena, transgenic. Why transgene? Because this Barney's gene, okay, belongs to soil bacterium, not okay, not belongs to mustard. That is why it is transgenic male sterility. Okay, this question can be asked in prelims as well. Okay, sir, the F1 will have anther of E. अब तो ये look वंदना, now hybridization हो चुका है. Okay, and we don't know that from which part S is coming and from which part A is coming. Okay, it will be having, F1 will be having its own set of anther and stigma. Okay, we cannot differentiate this particular thing, but that is for sure that anther is coming from early Hira. Okay, anther is coming from early Hira. But the problem is this is self-pollinating plant. Okay, so genes, जीन और ये इसमें आप कंफ्यूज मत होइए. पॉइंट ये है मेरा बोलने का. ओके, anther and stigma are reproductive organs of any flower, and genes are something different, like Barney's gene, like Barster gene. Okay, so don't be confused. Okay, I think it is clear to you. Is there any doubt? Anyone? Okay, any doubt? Such terminologies like transgenic male fertility, okay, Barney's gene, Barster gene, these can be asked. Okay, why hybridization? Because we are taking two variety, Varuna and Avili Hira. Why transgene? Why genetically modified? Because we are using three genes. One is Barney's, one is Barster. Okay, one is Barney's, one is Barster. No doubt. Okay, so the last point, last last introduction in this particular crop is bar gene. Now, Varuna, early Hira. Here we introduced Barneys. Here we introduced Bar, Barster, and it leads to hybridization, that is F1. And here we introduced bar gene. Okay, and bar gene is making this particular crop herbicide tolerant. Herbicide tolerant. Okay, why herbicide tolerant? Because herbicide tolerant means whenever you will be applying, whenever you will be applying non-selective, non-selective herbicide, okay, to clear weeds, to clear weeds around plant. Usually most of the pesticides are non-selective. Okay, so whenever you will be using or applying or spraying that non-selective herbicide on this F1, then okay, all the weeds, all the weeds will be cleared. Okay, all the weeds will be cleared. Only this one part will remain. Only this one part will remain, that is DMH11. And after that, all the weeds are cleared, which means no competition. No competition for air, for water, for nutrient. And when there will be no competition, then there will be higher yield. Then there will be higher yield. You got the point? Then there will be higher yield. Sir, what does applying herbicide non-selective means? Non-selective herbicide means, okay, look, kabhi khet mein gaye ho, whenever you will visit your farm, then there will be weed, okay, and weed means not only one type of weed, there will be many types of weed, okay, who will be surrounding your crop. This is your crop and many types of weed, like first one is this, second one is this, third one is this, fourth one is this, fifth one is this, and sixth one is this. So many variety of weeds will be there. Okay, whenever you and it is your compulsion that you have to clear all your weeds, so you will be, okay, applying non-selective weeds, means non-selective herbicides, means you have to kill all of them. That is why you are applying non-selective. There will be no selection that this particular herbicide will be killing only this particular weed. No, it will kill all the weeds, which means it is non-selective herbicide. But it can kill your plant as well, because it is killing all the plants there. But you already introduced bar gene into your, okay, hybridized seed, and that bar gene made this particular crop herbicide tolerant. Okay, so whenever you will be applying non-selective herbicide on the field, then only that crop will survive, other weeds will be died. I hope it is clear now. Okay, the same concept is applied on bt cotton as well. bt cotton as well, same concept hai. Okay, but uh, the benefit, or we can say the positive aspect of bt cotton is this, that hybridization is not very much difficult in bt cotton, because bt cotton is not a self pollinating plant. Okay, so when bt cotton is not self pollinating plant, so then this particular, okay, phenomena, barneys and baster, okay, is not necessary for bt cotton. Okay, many type of weed most of the time cover grain plant, sometimes called weeds leads to ungrowth of plant. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I have seen it in my own field. Yes, that is why, okay, we are using non-selective herbicide. Is it clear? Is it clear? Yes. Okay, I'm happy that all of your concepts are clear. Okay, so what are the problems then with this particular crop? Okay, why it is hybrid? It is clear. Why it is transgenic or genetically modified? It is also clear. Why? Because we are using three transgene: barnese, baster and bar genes. Why it is hybridized? Because varuna and early hira, these two crops are hybridized. Okay, so yield increased. We have discussed that. Why yield increased? Because no competition after the application of non-selective herbicide. And second thing is, it is herbicide tolerant. Okay, now after this, what are the problems with this particular crop? Because we have discussed all the things. Now you tell me, long term effect unknown to health and environment. Okay, non long term effect. Why long term effect? Because till now we are using varuna, and varuna or mustard oil received from varuna. Okay, so our body is adapted to this particular oil. Okay, but now you used transgene. Okay, these are nothing but the genes you received from soil bacterium. Now how these transgenes will affect human body, it is not known. Okay, so they may have adverse effect on our health. Yes or no? And these transgenes will be entering into our food chain as well. That is why there are concern that, look, first BT cotton is allowed. Why? Because BT cotton is not a food crop. Okay, so adverse effect on human health is not a cause of concern for BT cotton. Okay, but for dhara mustard, there is a concern that these genes like barnese, baster, and bar will be having adverse effect on human health. Okay, next, और क्या क्या हो सकता है? No known who to blame, because it may occur after years. Yes, there is a possibility then that these genes will be having effect after 10 to 15 years after the introduction into the food chain, and after that there will be no coming back. Yes or no? This is another aspect. Apart from that, what other aspect? What are the other thing which are disturbing in nature, or we can say which became cause of concern? What are other things? Sir, any effect on productivity of the soil? Yes, that is why we are having field trials. Okay, after so many field trials, in fact, this particular crop or hybrid crop was developed around 10 years ago. Okay, but after that, okay, in fact, it is yet to receive, okay, full-fledged assent of judiciary, or we can say genetic engineering appraisal committee. Okay, small scale farmers, yes. Okay, so its adverse effect on soil, its adverse effect on human health, its adverse effect on, in fact, biodiversity of the region, because how it will affect the honeybees of that particular area. So it can threat biodiversity as well, sir. But this type of seeds may lead to unpocket friendly. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Those companies who are producing these particular seeds can increase the price. Okay. So these are the concerns. Let us discuss some of the concerns which are related to environment. That is, critics argue that GM crops could lead to ecological imbalance. These are the fear about potential crossbreeding with the wild mustard plant, which could impact the biodiversity. Okay, why? Because what if that Barney's and Barster gene will gene will starts crossbreeding with the natural mustard plant and threaten its very existence, then it will lead to the loss of biodiversity. In fact, it can also impact the insects of that particular area, insects, honeybees. Okay, it can impact, or it can have adverse effect on insects and honeybee, which leads to loss of biodiversity. Okay, another concern is health concern, that some experts are concerned about the long term health effect of consuming GM foods. Okay, well, long term, okay, that we discussed, that what if, okay, we are not we started consuming GM crops, and right now they are not having any adverse effect, but what if that adverse effect will be, okay, coming into forefront after 10 to 15 years? Okay, then there will be no coming back, although extensive studies have not conclusively proven any harmful effect. Then the third point is economic and social issue, that is, there is a debate about the economic implication for farmers, including the cost of the seeds, because that company, okay, that biotechnology company or any of that giant is producing seeds, okay, can increase the price of the seeds. And what about small farmers? Additionally, there are concern about the control of seed patents and impact on traditional farming practices. Another thing is regulatory and ethical issues, such as approval process for GM crop has been criticized for lacking transparency. Some argue that the regulatory framework is not robust enough to ensure safety and efficiency. These are very generic point. Uh, okay, no need to, okay, just mug up all these points. Public sentiment, that is, there is a significant public opposition of GM crop in India, influenced by broader anti-GMO sentiments. Okay, that is the corporate control over agriculture. Corporate can control over agriculture. And the last one is ethical consideration, such as self-terminating gene, self-terminating seed, exclusive patent regime. Okay, implication on equitable access. What is self-terminating gene? Anyone? This is another concept. That is nothing but the, that was also in the news, and UPSC asked this question. That is, what is terminator gene or terminator seeds? Supreme Court said that terminator seeds are not allowed in India. Not allowed in India. What is this? Designed to restrict the access to genetic materials and their associated phenotypic traits. अरे बाप रे, ये कहाँ से ले आए आप? Okay, not can be used against, they need to buy again. Yes. Okay, that we discussed. This is nothing but the terminator. Suppose we are not entering that Baster gene into this hybridization. We are not entering that. Okay, which means that F1, that offspring is, okay, sterile in nature. That offspring is sterile in nature. Just because we entered Barster into that system, this offspring is productive in nature. But what if, okay, biotech giants started making this particular offspring as a, okay, sterile in nature, which means, Okay, farmer can have only one crop. Okay, and after that they have to purchase they have to purchase seeds again. They have to purchase seeds again from those biotech giants. Okay, they cannot use the same crop for next crop cycle. For next crop cycle, this is nothing but the terminator gene concept. Okay, genetically engineered to be sterile after first harvest. Yes, Brazil and India, okay, also have national bans on terminator technology. Yes, very good. Okay, you got the idea. बस यही कॉन्सेप्ट है उसमें टर्मिनेटर जीन में दैट यू कैन नॉट हैव ऑफस्प्रिंग ओके फर्टाइल. सो सिग्निफिकेंस क्या है? that mustard contribution in oil production and import, despite producing 116.5 lakh tons of edible oil in 2021-22, India imported 141.93 lakh ton, highlighted a significant gap in the projected demand of 34 million ton by 2025. And mustard plays a pivotal role, that is 40% of the total edible oil production. Okay, so 27% increase in the yield or increase in the productivity will help to gap, okay, to bridge this particular gap which is present in demand and in supply. That is potential yield enhancement of GM mustard. Okay, that is okay, 28% approximately, and improve the input efficiency. Why? Because of less water, less fertilizer, less pesticide. We have discussed that you are okay eliminating all type of weeds via application of non-selective herbicide. Non-selective herbicide. So there will be okay improved input efficiency and reduced price volatility as well. Okay, no need to discuss such points. Okay, is it clear? So this completes our first topic, that is dhara mustard 11. Okay, I will provide all this particular ppt to you. Okay, आप पढ़ लेना इसको. कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर हुआ कि नहीं हुआ? Is it okay or not? Concepts regarding this particular topic is clear? Yes. Now, that was the second news. Okay, second important news. That is, divorced Muslim woman can seek maintenance under section 125 of CRPC. Okay, Supreme Court, Justice B.V. Nagaratna and Justice Augustine George Massey, they said that divorced Muslim woman can seek maintenance. Okay, why they said or why they pronounced this particular judgment? Okay, are Muslim women not allowed to seek maintenance? Yes or no? Are Muslim women not allowed to seek maintenance from her husband in India? Why there is such discrepancy? Is there any issue, or they are pronouncing this particular judgment वैसे ही, okay, for fun? Not allowed due to personal laws. Okay, what is personal laws then? What is personal law? Under Muslim personal law, it is not allowed. Okay. So now come to personal laws. What is personal law? Okay, Sharia law. I got your point. I'm asking that what is personal law then? What is personal law? Laws affecting your personal rights according to religious. Look. There are two types of laws. First one is civil laws. Another one is criminal laws. Civil laws and criminal laws. Okay? Civil laws and criminal laws. In India, there are uniform criminal laws. uniform criminal laws. Okay, for murder or for dacoity, you all will be having same punishment, irrespective of your religion. Irrespective of your religion. So we have uniform criminal laws. Okay, in fact, Britishers introduced the uniform criminal law in India. Okay, during their colonial rule. During their colonial rule. But they said that civil laws, okay, this uniformity is not there. Non-uniformity. Why? Because Muslim, for Muslims, there is a Sharia law. For Christians, there is a Christian Marriage Act. For Parsis, there are Parsis Marriage Act. Although after independence, there was an attempt, to bring uniform civil code for Hindus. Uniform Civil Code for Hindus via Hindu Code Bill 1955. Okay, Hindu Code Bill 1955. So at least for Hindus, not only Hindus, the word Hindu includes Sikh, Jain, Buddhist as well. Buddhist as well. Okay, so for these communities, uniform civil code is there, but for Muslims, for Christians, for Parsis, and for other minority communities, okay, there is no personal law. Personal law means laws related to marriage, laws related to divorce, laws related to the matter of inheritance, matter related to adoption, okay, matter related to property division of like ancestral property. Okay, so these are matter which is related to civil law, and civil law in India are governed by personal laws. Personal laws, especially for these communities. Okay, this is personal law. Laws that govern personal matters such as marriage, divorce, maintenance, inheritance, adoption based on the religion of the individual involved. Law that applies to a certain class or group of people or a particular person based on the religious faith and culture. Very good. Okay. Why so? Why there is not uniformity in the matter of personal law? Why our constitutional maker, our forefathers, left this particular thing, okay, on our wisdom, or on the wisdom of the politician of this country, or on the wisdom of the people of this country to evolve a uniform civil code? Why? Why they did not address this particular issue? Because every religion has its own religious practices. So what is the issue with those religious practices? Because of the wish of that group. Which group? Actually, the problem is, the problem is most of the personal laws in India, most of the personal laws, okay, are having religious sanctions. Are having religious sanctions. Okay, like marriages. So for every community, marriages are having religious sanctions. Divorce are having, okay, religious recognition of sanctions. Okay, so basically personal laws are directly linked with your religion. Okay, so any type of tampering with personal law, any type of tampering or any type of modification or any type of, we can say, transformation in personal law will amounts to the interference, will amounts to the interference in the matter of religion, interference in the matter of religion, in the matter of religion. And India is a secular country, and as a secular country you cannot interfere into the matter of religion. Okay, you can interfere, but okay, that interference should be gradual in nature, that interference should be reasonable in nature. That is why, okay, our constitutional forefathers, okay, left this matter in article 44, that state will strive, or state shall strive to secure, shall strive to secure a uniform civil code for the population, or for the citizen of this country, for the citizen of the country, a uniform civil code. Okay, so they, okay, mentioned in article 44 that it is the duty of the state to secure a uniform civil code for all the citizen of this country. Okay, it is not a fundamental right to have uniform civil code. Okay, it is the duty of the state to secure or evolve a uniform civil code for all the people of this country. Okay, second constitutional provision regarding this is personal laws. This is the subject which is under concurrent list, which is under concurrent list. Concurrent list means state can make, okay, and center can also make law with respect to uniform civil code. For example, recently Uttarakhand government, recently Uttarakhand government have their UCC. Yes or no? Uttarakhand government have their UCC. Okay, because it is mentioned in the concurrent list. Okay, another constitutional provision which is against the UCC is article 26 clause 2. 26 clause 2 is saying that right to manage, right to manage the affairs related to religion. And who will manage? Those religious groups, those religious groups, or we can say religious institution, religious institutions or religious group can manage religious affairs. Example, Muslim personal law board, Muslim personal law board is managing religious affairs related to Sharia law in Islam, or for Muslims in India. So these are the three constitutional provision regarding uniform civil code in India. First one is, it is the duty of the state to secure uniform civil code for, okay, all the people. Personal laws, this is the subject which is mentioned in schedule, okay, 7 concurrent list. Okay, so state can make their own laws. Example, Uttarakhand recently, okay, recently has its own uniform civil code. And the third one is freedom to manage their own religious affairs. It is the right of the religious institution. It is their fundamental right. Now, sir, Goa have UCC much before Uttarakhand? Yes. In which year Goa imposes UCC? I guess Goa has UCC in 1867. That is Portuguese यूनिफॉर्म सिविल कोड ऑफ गोवा, और कुछ ऐसा नाम है उसका, पोर्चुगीज पर्सनल लॉ या ऐसा करके कुछ नाम है, which was implemented in 1867 in Goa. Okay. Waqf board, yes, yes, yes. They can manage their own religious affair according to Article 26, Clause 2. Is it clear? These are the constitutional provisions regarding Uniform Civil Code. Okay. Now, is it necessary or not? Is it necessary to have Uniform Civil Code? Everyone, just participate in this discussion and you will retain this particular discussion for, okay, your entire preparation. Is it necessary? Okay. Why it is necessary? Okay. Now my question is, why it is necessary to have a uniform civil code? Just give me some points regarding this. Why? To protect any kind of humanitarian rights. Humanitarian, it is not related to that particular thing, because exploitation against minority class women, very good. Okay, give some example. Alexandra Vats, okay, give one example that how minority class women, okay, are being exploited just because of having some personal laws related to marriage and divorce. Example, triple talaq. Ensure equal protection under law, very good, yes. Second point is, it will ensure equality, equal protection of law, and just because of the personal laws, minority women are getting exploited, okay, via such practices such as triple talaq, nikah halala, etc., to override practices that violate rights in religious practices. Okay, we can say no, because there is a unity in diversity and not in uniformity. We will discuss that. Right now we are discussing some of the argument, okay, which support the UCC. First give those argument, after that we will discuss that also. There is no issue. No maintenance for Muslim divorced women, yes, yes, yes. Not only exploitation in only minority but also in majority as well, yes, we can say in majority as well. National integration, it will lead to national integration. In fact, because of so many personal laws, okay, it is very hard for the judges, okay, to understand all the laws and pronounce their judgment. So it is also leading to judicial pendency, yes or no? The huge pendency in the courts, okay, is because of the personal laws as well. Judgment of Supreme Court is affected due to personal laws. National integration, a uniform set of law would make the legal system more accessible. Yes, more accessible, more understandable to ordinary citizen, reducing confusion and legal dispute. Very good. Okay, every law has some good elements and bad elements. Yes, yes, we will discuss that also. Okay, so these are certain points. Okay, that in fact we can say that uh, uniform civil code uh, will not only lead to national integration, but it will also ensure that liberal that that liberal credential of India, that liberal credential of India, because Article 44, like DPSPs are of three types. DPSPs are of three types. One, Gandhian, socialistic, and liberal. So Article 44 is nothing but the liberal principle. So it will ensure India's liberal, okay, principle. In fact, we can say that it will ensure the secular credential for India as well. Okay, secular credential. Liberal credential means uniform civil code, okay, is considered as a because most of the liberal countries like US, UK, other western countries or western European countries has uniform civil code. for their citizen. Okay, there is no differentiation on the basis of race, religion, caste, sex, etc. And this particular thing is nothing but the liberal principle. That is why bringing UCC will enhance liberal credential of India. In fact, it will enhance secular credential as well. A step towards modernizing, yes, very good. A step towards modernizing, reforming outdated social practices, ensuring progressive and just legal provision for all. Very good. Okay, these are the points. Like some of the points I have given here, like equality before law, that is Article 40. Equality before law and equal protection of law. It will ensure this. Okay, because all citizens are treated equally in the matter of personal law, thus eliminating religious disparities and promoting fairness. Okay, we will discuss that how equality in the matter of personal laws are important. Okay, there is one case, that is Sarla Mudgal case. We will discuss that. In Sarla Mudgal case, one Hindu man converted into Islam. Okay, why? Because he wanted to get married second time. Okay, and Hindu personal laws are not allowing that second marriage. So he converted into Islam, and he is saying that I want to get married second time. Okay, so we will discuss that. Why? Because there is a discrepancy in the personal laws. So we want to ensure there should be equality before law. Then it will lead to national integration that we discussed, because it will create a sense of unity and national integration. Simplification of legal processes. Okay, why? Because it will be very hard for the judges to understand all the personal laws and pronounce the judgment. Okay, so it will simplify the legal process and it will lead to gender justice. Okay, uh, we already discussed that practices like nikah halala and triple talaq triple talaq are discriminatory towards the Muslim woman. What is nikah halala? Anyone? You might have discussed this particular topic in your society section. What is nikah halala? So if Hindu law not allow such type of marriage, that is polygamy, then how so many people married second time? Yes. Okay, many people got married second time, and which is illegal in nature. But the problem is, okay, all of their wives are not complaining about their husband. They are readily they are happily accepting the second marriage of their husband. Okay, so court cannot do anything about this particular thing. Okay, whenever woman or whenever the first wife of that particular person will reach to the court, and then court will punish that particular man. Okay, nikah means marriage and halala means to make something halal. Okay, permissible. अरे मैंने आपसे इसका full form थोड़ी पूछा है यार. Halala is you cannot marry anyone. No, 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 no. इसको पढ़ना जा करके कि okay, you should read this particular thing, that how much okay exploitation is going on of Muslim woman. Nikah halala. Just read this particular thing. It is draconian in nature. Okay, so next thing is, what are the challenges? Now write down more points. Write down more points, positives, or why we need uniform civil code. Write down more points. After that, we will discuss some of the judgment of the Supreme Court as well. Write down why we need. We have already discussed that simplification of legal system, promotion of equality. Next point, it will enhance India's liberal and secular credential. It will enhance India's liberal and secular credentials. Liberal and secular credentials. India's liberal and secular credentials. जेंडर इक्वालिटी, जेंडर जस्टिस की तो बात हो ही गई है. इट विल प्रमोट नेशनल इंटीग्रेशन. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट, इट विल प्रमोट मॉडर्नाइजेशन. आप ही ने बताया था ये. इट विल प्रमोट मॉडर्नाइजेशन. इट विल प्रमोट मॉडर्नाइजेशन. Modernization, which is essential for modern democratic society. Which is essential for modern democratic society. Modern democratic society. Okay. Next, it will elevate the situation of minority class women or women from minority section. It will elevate the condition of women, especially the minority, especially the women of minority community, and it will lead to women empowerment as well. It will lead to women empowerment is as well. Lead to women empowerment as well. Okay. Next, modernization वाला हो गया. Modernization, you can also write in modernization your progressive law as well. Okay. Apart from that, आप इन्हें कुछ कुछ बोला था, उसी में मैं ढूंढ रहा हूँ, कुछ मिल जाए तो अच्छा पॉइंट. ओके, ठीक है, जितना डिस्कशन था हो चुका है इस पे. ओके, इनफ विद दिस. नाउ व्हाट आर द पॉइंट्स, okay, or what are the challenges that we will face in the implementation of uniform civil code? Everyone बताइए जल्दी. Backlash from religious groups, yes, especially from the minority community. Backlash from the minority community, especially minority community plus tribal communities as well. Okay, in fact, recently when law commission asked for the opinion of everyone on this particular matter, then protest was started in Jharkhand, okay, and in northeastern state against this. Why? Because tribal marriage practices are different than the marriage practices of mainstream society, so they also started protest. Backlash. Okay, politicization of UCC. Yes, this is another aspect that, okay, the entire issue related to UCC has been politicized. Okay, so this is another issue. So any attempt to bring UCC, okay, will be considered as the attempt political attempt to impose majoritarian practices over minority, we can say this. Okay, so because of politicization many issues has been arised. Okay, people's adherence and sensitivity towards their religion will forbid its implementation. Very good. Yes, so yes, though tough to reach a common ground. Yes, tough to reach a common consensus, we can say, especially in the matter of personal laws. Okay, very good. Yes, practical challenges of drafting and implementing UCC that respect all communities' sensitivities and religious rights. Yes, religious freedom will decrease. Not religious freedom will decrease. Okay. Yes, but many people are saying that Indian secularism is nothing but the diversity in unity, not uniformity. Okay, so it will, okay, impact the secularism of India, we can say, while implementing UCC, an unconscious psychological divide between minority and majority tradition. Very good. Okay, the UCC should be unbiased completely in order to create a progressive society. Yes, we have to ensure this particular thing, that UCC, okay, should not be dominated by the majority community, majority traditions, and okay, it should be unbiased, it should be impartial, okay, for the progressive society. Yes, so this type of matter prevalent in all groups, even in majority, not only in minority. We can see around us many majority group people persecute their women. I mean, yes, we will discuss that. Okay, in fact, I'm not saying that minority women are the only women who are getting persecuted. In fact, if you see the data, then polygamy is more prevalent in majority section of the society, not only in minority. I'm not saying, okay, I'm not accusing any community, okay, that they are persecuting their women more. Okay, but the issues such as nikah halala, triple talaq are highlighted more. That is why we are discussing such issues. Okay, sensitive and tough task to implement. Yes, gradual reform approach. Yes, we will discuss that gradual reform approach or piecemeal approach in our way forward. Okay, so first discuss, okay, first thing is religious sensitivity. That is, India is a diverse country with a rich tapestry of religious tradition. Implementing UCC can be seen as an imposition of religious freedom. We can say that imposition of majority tradition. Like there is a fear among minority community. There is a fear among minority community that in the name of UCC, okay, majority tradition or majority cultural practices will be imposed. Cultural practices will be imposed, okay, on minority. Okay. Second thing is political opposition. That UCC is a contentious issue in Indian politics. Different political parties have varying stances, with some opposing its due fear of alienating their voter bases and inciting communal unrest. We have discussed this, that politicization of this particular issue. Politicization of the issue of UCC is a big cause of concern of the issue of UCC. Okay, so because of politicization, okay, everyone is appeasing their vote bank. Like some of the party are pushing for UCC, okay, because their vote bank, okay, is demanding UCC, and some of the parties are opposing this particular thing. Why? Because their vote bank are saying that you should not implement UCC. Diverse opinion within the community, like even within religious communities, there are differing opinion on personal law. One size fit to all approach is not good for India. Okay, might not address the diverse needs and implementation challenges, like practical aspect of the implementing UCC, such as integrating it into the existing legal framework and ensuring compliance pose significant challenges. Okay, so write down certain more points that you have discussed. आपके भी points अच्छे हैं. Designing UCC law itself will be a very challenging. Yes. The same point. Okay, designing a UCC law which is acceptable to the all community, along with its integration into the existing legal framework, is very difficult and challenging. Okay, UCC will be a gradual process of acceptance after its implementation. Yes. Okay, write down certain points that you have given. First point, resistance from minority communities as well as from other communities such as tribal community. Okay, because their personal laws are very much different. From the mainstream society. Okay, so first resistance will come from minority as well as from tribal groups. Okay, next politicization. ये इसमें दिया हुआ है. People's adherence and sensitivity towards their religion. Okay, ये भी हमने देख ही दिया है. Yes, next point, tough to reach a common ground regarding personal law. Next point is this, that it will be very challenging to reach on the common ground. Okay, it will be challenging to reach on the common ground. Challenging to reach on the common ground. Okay, common ground regarding personal laws. Regarding personal laws that we have already discussed that there is a fear among minority community that majority community will impose their tradition, their culture, their practices on, okay, minority in the name of UCC, and this particular fear should be addressed properly. Okay, then after, okay, we can have our UCC. Okay, next point, religious freedom will decrease. It will, which is against secularism. You can write this point in this manner. Write down. Write down. Uh, Implementation of UCC will come into conflict with Article 26 Clause 2. Implementation of UCC will come in conflict with Article 26 Clause 2. That is religious freedom to manage their own affair. Religious freedom to manage their own affair. Okay? Religious freedom to manage their own affair. Okay? Next point, religious freedom to manage their own affair. Next point, that point is given by Yuvraj Dhingra. Good point, that imposition of UCC may create an unconscious psychological divide between majority and minority community. Yes, good point. That imposition or implementation of UCC, okay, may create an unconscious psychological divide between majority and minority community or tradition. Okay, imposition of UCC will come into conflict with, okay, Article 26 Clause 2, that is freedom to manage religious affairs. Freedom to manage religious affairs. Okay, freedom to manage religious affairs, that is religious freedom. Along with this point of view, that is implementation of UCC may create unconscious psychological divide between majority community and minority community. Okay, next point. Next point, India's model of multiculturalism. India's model of multiculturalism. India's model of multiculturalism will be threatened. India's model of multiculturalism will be threatened. Okay, there are three models of multiculturalism. Three model. One is melting pot model. Another one is mosaic model. And another one is salad bowl model. This model is practiced in United States of America, this model of India, and this model of United Kingdom. Okay, melting pot model of multiculturalism means many cultural groups are present in society, but okay, they should shed their identity, They should shed their cultural identity, and they should have one identity, that is American identity. That is American identity. This is the model of multiculturalism which is practiced in USA. That you should shed your all type of identity that you is that okay you are having, and you should adopt American identity, American way of life, American way of thinking, American way of dealing with anything. Okay. Second is salad bowl model, that is of United Kingdom, which means salad bowl means okay, जहाँ पर okay there is a mango, there are, there are grapes, okay, bananas, etc. Okay, so many culture can exist, many culture can coexist, but okay they cannot, okay, they cannot interact with each other freely, interact with each other freely. Just like mango is not interacting with grapes and grapes are not interacting with banana. Okay. But Indian multicultural model, that is mosaic model. Mosaic means this is the glass, and if you break this glass, then such type of okay that glass will be broken in this manner. Yes, in this manner. This is nothing but the mosaic. Okay. So when all the cultures, okay, such as suppose this is tribal culture, okay, this is Hindu culture, this is Muslim culture, this is Sikh culture, Jain culture, Buddhist culture, Parsi culture, okay, etc. And they all are interacting with each other, they all are interacting with each other. Plus they can have their own identity, they can have their own identity. There is no need to shed their own identity, which means Indian mosaic model of multiculturalism, okay, promotes diversity, coexistence, okay, diversity in unity, coexistence, peaceful interaction, peaceful interaction. Hence, okay, in the name of UCC, you cannot promote uniformity, okay, because uniformity will, okay, abolish this particular mosaic model. It will turn Indian model of multiculturalism into this model, that is melting pot model. Okay, you got the idea? Okay, you got the idea why? Okay, this is the opposition, this is the sociological, okay, argument against bringing uniform civil code. Is it clear? These three models are clear to you or not? Melting pot model, mosaic model, and salad bowl model. Is it clear? Yes. Yes. Okay. 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 So you cannot bring UCC. Okay. That will create uniformity and which is against the multiculturalistic model, okay, of India, that is mosaic model. That is mosaic model. Okay. Next, that is UCC will threat cultural diversity as well. UCC will threat cultural diversity as well. Cultural diversity as well. And the last point is fear of majoritarianism. Fear of majoritarianism. Fear of majoritarianism. Fear of majoritarianism as well. Okay. Now, these are the cases related to Uniform Civil Code. Okay, what Supreme Court has said. But before that, let's write some points that what our forefathers, our constitutional forefathers discussed in our constituent assembly when they were okay adding this article 44 in DPSP. Okay, write down opinion of constituent assembly. Opinion of constituent assembly. Opinion of constituent assembly. Write down Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar, Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar and K.M. Munshi. Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar and K.M. Munshi. Dr. Ambedkar and K.M. Munshi. K.M. Munshi. Okay. Supported K.M. Munshi supported Uniform Civil Code. Uniform Civil Code. Because because according to them, UCC will ensure UCC will ensure UCC will ensure gender justice, woman empowerment, secularism, and equality. Secularism and equality. They both argued that it will lead to gender justice, woman empowerment, secularism, and equality. According to Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar and K.M. Munshi, they both supported this particular thing. Okay, but other two members, write down the name of other two members. But other two members, one is uh, Naziruddin Ahmad. One was Naziruddin Ahmad. Naziruddin Ahmad. And another one is Muhammad Ismail Khan. Muhammad Ismail Khan. Opposed, Muhammad Ismail Khan opposed the imposition of Muhammad Ismail Khan opposed the imposition of Uniform Civil Code. Imposition of Uniform Civil Code. According to them, UCC will undermine secularism. UCC will undermine secularism, religious autonomy, and will amounts to unnecessary interference in the matter of personal laws, and will amounts to unnecessary interference in the matter of personal laws, which will create social unrest, in India, which will create social unrest in India. These two members, okay, Naziruddin Ahmad and Muhammad Ismail Khan, these two opposed the implementation of Uniform Civil Code. Okay, these two opposed the implementation of Uniform Civil Code. Okay, done with this, everyone? Yes. Okay. Now, there are certain cases related to, okay, uniform civil code. So, first one, the first case was Shah case. तो उसमें दिया ही नहीं है. Okay, write down first Shah case. Shah case. What was that case? Shah case 1985. In fact, you can see, okay, what happened just after this case. Okay, this is not the point of discussion, but let me tell you what happened. Okay, just after the Shah case that was mentioned in one famous book, that is 10 judgments that changed India. 10 judgments that changed India. That changed India. That book was written by Zia Modi. Okay, Shah Bano case 1985. Okay, that case was about Muslim can Muslim woman can Muslim woman seek maintenance. Muslim woman seek maintenance under section 125, section 125 of CRPC. This was the case. Shah Bano, okay, Shah Bano was divorced from her husband, okay, who was a renowned lawyer, okay, but he was not ready to provide maintenance to Shah Bano. Okay, now that case reached to the Supreme Court. Okay, when the case reached to the Supreme Court said that, okay, Muslim woman, Muslim woman can seek. Supreme Court basically agreed with this particular question. Supreme Court said that Muslim woman can seek maintenance from her husband under section 125 of CRPC. Okay, but the supporter of that lawyer claimed that CRPC is not applicable on Muslim women. Why? Because the marriage and the divorce and maintenance and inheritance and other such practices are governed by, okay, personal laws, are governed by personal laws among Muslims. Okay, so Muslim woman cannot seek, but Shah Bano case Supreme Court said that Muslim woman can seek the maintenance even after the period of iddat, even after the period of iddat. Okay, look, there is one more thing. The argument regarding, okay, in Muslim personal law, whenever there is a marriage in Muslim community, okay, so male and female, okay, so that marriage is known as nikah. Okay, when they are getting separated, when they are getting separated, so one amount, okay, one particular amount was fixed, one particular amount was fixed during the time of marriage, during the time of marriage. And now, according to Muslim personal law, that man is liable to give only that amount, okay, during the period of iddat, during the period of iddat. Okay, after divorce, after getting divorce, okay, there is around 2 to 3 months which is considered as iddat. Okay, so in this period, okay, that man is liable to give only that amount to that female. Okay, but now Muslim women are seeking that we should provide, okay, maintenance for lifetime. maintenance for lifetime. And Supreme Court agreed with them. And Supreme Court in Shah Bano case said that yes, Muslim woman can receive, okay, maintenance for her lifetime. Okay, Muslim woman can seek maintenance for her lifetime. Yes, you got the idea. What was Shah Bano case? Okay. Along with this, Supreme Court also said that, write down. Along with this, Supreme Court also said that UCC would help in, first thing, Supreme Court said that Muslim woman can seek maintenance from her husband for a lifetime. And second thing is UCC would help in removing contradiction. UCC would help in removing contradiction based on religious ideologies. Based on religious ideology. Based on religious ideology. Okay, Supreme Court is saying that you should bring uniform civil code. Okay, that will bring uniformity and remove all the contradiction. Interestingly, okay, this is not the point of discussion, but interestingly, in 1986, Rajiv Gandhi government overturned that decision by bringing Muslim woman, Muslim woman protection from Divorce Act, Protection from Divorce Act 1986, and they overturned the decision of Supreme Court. So basically, this particular act was nothing but misnomer. Why? Because the judgment of Supreme Court, okay, providing protection of Muslim woman, and now they are overturning that position and saying that protection of Muslim woman. And after that, okay, in our country, communalization has started. Okay, communalization was there, okay, but communalization in politics was started after this. Okay, communalization started, then Mandal Commission report was came out, then Rath Yatra and all, and after that the entire political scenario of this country was changed. You can read that book, 10 judgments that changed India. Okay, you will be having fair idea that what was happened after that. Okay, so that was Shah Bano case. Another one is Sarla Mudgal case. Okay, Supreme Court highlighted again the need of uniform civil code and criticized the practice of polygamy among Muslims, suggesting that such practices should be re-evaluated in the light of constitutional principle and equality. What was that Sarla Mudgal case? I have discussed that one Hindu man, okay, who is already married, now he converted into Islam. He converted into Islam, and now he is saying that I am enjoying, okay, the right of polygamy. I can remarry again. Okay, so Supreme Court said that, okay, just by this conversion, first you cannot use instant triple talaq, okay, to divorce your first woman, because that marriage was solemnized by Hindu Marriage Act. And second thing, just because you converted into Islam, you cannot remarry again. Okay, so in this particular complicated matter, Supreme Court again reasserted the need of uniform civil code. Yes, subsequent case, Daniel Latifi case. Okay, yes. Rajiv Gandhi government brought that Muslim Women Protection from Divorce Act, and they overturned that decision of Supreme Court. Okay, So when some of the party accused Rajiv Gandhi and Congress, okay, of minority appeasement, and they started majority appeasement. So it became minority versus majority, and those who were in the power at that time, okay, thought that now, okay, it became it became all communal. So they brought Mandal Commission report. Okay. And when they brought Mandal Commission report, the communal politics got intensified after that. Okay. And which changed, okay, Indian political scenario, Indian political society for always. Okay. Is it clear? Savla Mudgal case? Any doubt? Any doubt till now? Everything is clear? I hope it is clear. What should be repeated? Anonymous. What should be repeated? At which point you, okay, you are not able to understand. These things are very simple in nature. I'm just explaining the chronology and some of the background of it. Batao, what are the issue? So network was not stable and I am not able to hear. So request you. So from, look, first, you will be getting a recording. Okay. You will be getting a recording. Just, okay, go with this particular section because I have to discuss, okay, all the issue. In Savla Mudgal case, basically one Hindu man converted into Islam. This is the third time that I'm explaining this, that Hindu man is converting into Islam and he is saying that now, okay, I will remarry again. Okay, so Supreme Court criticized, okay, the polygamy among Muslims, suggesting that the practice should be re-evaluated in the light of, okay. Then in 2017 Shaira Bano case, Supreme Court declared that instant triple talaq is unconstitutional. Okay, so earlier polygamy was criticized, now instant triple talaq was unconstitutional, and emphasizing the need to reform the personal law, suggesting that UCC could address such issue comprehensively. Again, Supreme Court reasserted that UCC should be brought. Okay, so in Shah Bano case, in Savla Mudgal case, in UCC, in Shaira Bano case, all the time Supreme Court is reasserting the same thing. Then in Amir Alana versus Union of India, Supreme Court observed that the personal laws, while reflecting cultural and religious diversity, should not contravene fundamental right guaranteed by the Constitution. This case underscored the need of personal law to be in harmony with the constitutional values. Means your right to equality, that is Article 14, should not come, okay, should not be violated via practicing your 26 clause 2. Okay, that is personal laws. So your personal laws should be in the harmony with the constitutional provision, that is right to equality, right to live with dignity. Yes or no? Okay, this is Amir Alana case. Okay, apart from that, again Supreme Court reasserted something, that is Indian Young Lawyer Association versus State of Kerala. This particular case is famously known as Sabrimala judgment. Okay, what was Sabrimala judgment? That is address the issue of discrimination and gender equality in the religious practices. It reinforced the idea that personal law must align with the constitutional principle, suggesting that UCC could be provide a framework for addressing such disparity. What was Sabrimala case? Anyone? What was Sabrimala case? Sabrimala. Woman of reproductive age not allowed entry into Sabrimala temple. Yes, yes, very good. Okay, entering to temple. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, enough. You got the idea. So again, Supreme Court in Sabrimala judgment, or Indian Young Lawyer Association versus State of Kerala judgment. Supreme Court said that, okay, personal laws are discriminatory towards the woman and you should bring UCC, okay, to ensure the equality. Okay, so these are the cases. Apart from that, there is one major issues. There, there was one major issue which was addressed. Okay, now we will discuss something which is related to right to property of Hindu woman. Okay, right to property of Hindu woman. Now, my question is, does Hindu woman enjoy right to property, especially the ancestral property? Ancestral property. No. Despite of having Hindu code bill, okay, to which we are saying that it is nothing but the uniform civil code for Hindus. Many of the provision of Hindu code bill basically brought Hindu code bill brought uniformity, uniformity and progressiveness, uniformity and progressiveness in Hindu laws. Like it banned polygamy, okay, it ensured legal separation, it ensured legal separation, okay, so it brought uniformity, it brought progressiveness. But earlier, right to property was not enjoyed by, okay, Hindu woman. Right to property was not enjoyed by Hindu woman. Okay, that was the case before 2005. Why? According to Mitakshara school, according to Mitakshara school, okay, for ancestral property, for ancestral property, okay, there are three generations who are considered as co-personer. One is your grandparent, one is your father, one is your grandfather, not grandparents. One is your grandfather, then your father, then you. These three are considered as co-personer. Co-personer means, okay, protector, protector, or you can say inheritor of the ancestral property. In fact, your grandfather, okay, cannot dispose of that particular ancestral property without your permission. And same thing is true with your father as well, and same thing is true with your brother as well. But in this co-personership, okay, there is no woman, there was no woman allowed. No woman was allowed in this co-personership. Means woman cannot inherit it. Woman cannot inherit the father's property or ancestral property, especially that land, or we can say ancestral home. Okay, it can be inherited by only grandfather, father, or you and your son. Okay, you got the idea? You got the idea or not? Yes, okay. But that particular thing was changed. That particular thing was changed by bringing the Hindu Succession Amendment Act 2005. Right down. Hindu Succession Amendment Act 2005. Hindu Succession Amendment Act 2005. That is, this act gave Hindu woman right to be co-personer. This act gave Hindu woman right to be a copper sener. Right to be a copper sener. Right to be a copper sener. Copper sener by birth. Right to be a copper sener by birth. Who is copper sener? That is one who share inherited property. One who share one who share inherited property. Inherited property. Okay, inherited property such as ancestral home and ancestral. Okay, so suppose this is one Hindu undivided family. One Hindu undivided family. Two, this is your grandfather, this is your father, this is you. Okay, similarly this is another family, grandfather, father, you along with your sister, he along with her sister. Okay, so from now onwards, okay, in Hindu undivided family, your sister will be a copper sener with you. Suppose your sister is getting married with this guy and her sister is married with this guy. Okay, but your sister, okay, after this marriage cannot be a copper seller in this particular family. Okay, and this particular, okay, suppose this woman came here via marriage, so your wife cannot be a copper seller. Wife cannot be a copper seller. Cannot be a copper seller. Similarly, your sister cannot be a copper seller in this particular, okay, household. She will be copper seller in your property, and this particular, okay, woman will be copper seller in this property only. Okay, समझ गए क्या बात को? Is it clear? Sir, is willingly husband transfer property, then it will be allowed? No, it will not be allowed. Okay, it will not be allowed. Okay, husband can share or transfer his property, okay, which is earned by him only. Like I have my own house, okay, with my own earning, then I can transfer that property to my wife. Okay, but I cannot transfer my ancestral property to my wife. It is like this. You got idea or not? Yes. Okay, so this much complicated. Okay, personal laws are this much complicated. So basically, okay, your sister is copper seller in your ancestral property. Okay, okay, this particular woman is copper seller in this ancestral property. Even after marriage, okay, your sister can claim your ancestral property. Okay, and even after marriage this woman can claim this ancestral property, but your wife cannot claim, okay, right to property in your, okay, ancestral land or in your ancestral house. Okay, so this particular act is related to right to inheritance of Hindu woman. I hope it is clear. There is no doubt in this. Okay, the concept of copper sener is clear, that copper seners means the generations, okay, especially the male heirs are holding that ancestral property or ancestral land together, and no single copper sener can dispose of that property without the permission of other. Okay, yes, but after 2005, okay, that girl child of this particular family also got right of inheritance. I hope it is clear. Okay, it should be mandated, sir, that father has divided equally. Now after this particular act, okay, it becomes mandatory for father to divide, okay, that property between son and his daughter. Okay, now it became compulsory. Okay, so this is also related to personal laws. So I discussed this particular point with you. Okay, the last, why UCC was in the news, we have discussed. And UCC was in the news because one more thing, that 22nd Law Commission, write down, 22nd Law Commission, okay, अभी चल रहा है 22nd Law Commission. Justice Ruturaj Avasthi, headed by Justice Ruturaj Avasthi. 22nd Commission has issued a consultation paper on UCC. Had issued a consultation paper on UCC. Consultation paper on UCC. On UCC. To seek public feedback. To seek public feedback. Public feedback means, okay, public feedback. Okay, so that different organization, different religious groups can, okay, make their opinion into that consultation paper, and after that, okay, law commission will prepare a draft for UCC. Okay, at the same time our prime minister also, at the same time our prime minister also emphasized the need of UCC, the need of the UCC, need of the UCC. So because of these reason, UCC one was in the news. We have discussed constitutional provisions related to UCC. We have discussed all the, okay, acts, all the constitutional judgments related to UCC. Okay, I hope these two topics are clear and there will be no issue, okay, with these topic regarding prelims, regarding mains. Yes or no? So one my first listen my question, that is this format is okay, is this format is okay, or should we change our format, like we will be discussing more and more factual aspect rather than conceptual aspect? This format is good, okay, that we will, okay, discuss 2 to 3 topic in detail, okay, 2 to 3 important topic, okay, like we did, okay, best possible, this is the best possible way, okay, then no issues. Okay, so uh, for next current affairs class, we will discuss first the role of governor in federalism and controversies regarding the position of governor first, and second we will discuss something else, okay, जो भी news में होगा related to science and tech or related to any other, okay, segment, we will discuss that. Thank you so much, मिलते हैं next Saturday को.